Hi guys, this is Erika at Create Your Future. And I just want to remind you that we're giving away 3 coaching sessions. One person is going to get one coaching session, is going to be for 3 people. So all you have to do to participate in the contest is share something that you have manifested in the comments, something you have manifested using the law of assumption. Make sure that you are subscribed and share our videos. And today I want to talk about how important it is to be persistent and your thoughts in your mental diet and persisting in that new story that you would like to manifest. It's super important to do this because just as Neville used to say, like you have to, anything is possible to manifest. All you have to do is assume a state, right? Assume a reality, persist in that reality, right? Keyword, you have to persist in that new reality and you don't stop until it hardens into facts. That's what he used to say, meaning you don't stop until you are actually experience that new reality, new story in the 3D. So why is it so important to persist? Let's say that I'm trying to manifest, let's say that I'm single, but I want to be in a relationship with a specific person. So I have to stop thinking as someone that is single, right? So I have to be in a state of mind of I am in a relationship with that person, right? So in my mind, the thoughts I have to persist in that assumption of I am. So what that means is I need to have thoughts. If I was in that relationship with that person, how would I think? Right? That's how we create affirmations. So, for example, if I'm in a relationship with that person, I'm going to be thinking, affirming, I am so happy in this relationship. I feel so safe. I feel so loved. I feel supported. I feel wanted. I feel chosen. Um, he is so amazing to me. He's so committed to me. He treats me like the queen that I am, right? So you have to have those inner conversations, those kinds of thoughts, those affirmations from already being in that relationship, right? It's all in your mind. So you have to persist in that story until you actually get into that relationship. Now, I think it's also important to just recognize yourself as someone that is creating your reality. You have always created that reality based on your thoughts and your assumptions, right? So you need to believe in yourself, because if you doubt yourself, if you're like, well, I don't know if that's really going to happen, like, what if he doesn't want to be with me? No, you have to recognize yourself as the only one with free will and know that the other person will only, like, they will always reflect back what you think of yourself and what you think of them. So really believe that I am able to get that person, because if I am in the state of having that person will conform. That person will reflect back my thoughts of someone that's in that relationship with him or with her, right? So recognize yourself as a conscious creator. Know that you are the only one with free will, that according to the thoughts that you're having, they will conform to you. And so you just persist in that assumption of I am someone that is in that relationship with that person. You don't stop. You have to persist, because what happens when you don't persist? Let's say that I'm affirming, right, that I am in this loving relationship with Jerry, and then but all of a sudden I see Jerry with another woman, and I'm like, and I react, and I'm like, oh no, he doesn't like me, he doesn't want to be with me, he's with someone else. Then I'm getting out of that state. I'm not persisting in the state of already having the relationship, right? So, and then I'm putting my focus and my faith in not having it, right? And I have more faith in not having it because I'm already experiencing it, right? So you have to, no matter what you see in that 3D, if you see Jerry with someone else, know that this is just an old story that got manifested here. So I don't care. That's just the best, right? Because we know the 3D is just an old manifestation. So I persist. I don't react. I persist. Okay, I don't like it, right? It might not feel good. It might hurt. I might get angry, But I know that this is just an old story that started here that's manifested. So I persist in my reality of I am in a loving, committed relationship with Jerry. Jerry only has eyes for me. Jerry's so committed to me. I feel so chosen. I am irresistible. I am irreplaceable. Who I want wants me. He knows that I am the only one for him. He knows that I am the best thing that has ever happened to him. I am every man's ideal woman, right? These are some of my favorite affirmations, by the way. So you persist in that assumption, no matter what you're seeing in the 3D, right? And know, really believe, remind yourself that he's gonna do what I tell him to do with my mind. He's gonna feel what I tell him to feel in my mind. He's gonna say what I tell him to say in my mind. That's why I don't tell him, you don't love me, you don't want me, you're choosing someone else, or why did you choose someone else, right? Now, up here, I keep telling him, you love me so much, you chose me, you're so committed to me, you're so amazing to me, you make me feel so safe, right? You keep telling them with your mind what they're gonna do, how they're gonna show up for you. So the reason why it's so important to persist is, my analogy for persistence is, let's say that I want to go from my house to the park, right? So in order, and I'm gonna ride my bike to get to the park. In order for me to get to the park in that bike, I have to keep pedaling, right? I have to keep pedaling. What happens if I stop pedaling? The bike is not gonna keep going, right? And I'm gonna stay stuck in that spot. So I cannot complain, oh, why am I not at the park? Well, you need to keep pedaling, right? You have to keep persisting. So you have to keep pedaling for that bike to keep going until you get to the park. That is my analogy for persistence. So if I'm assuming a state, right, if I am in a committed relationship with Jerry, I cannot stop and react to the 3D of I'm still not with him, because it's literally like the bike, right? Like I stop pedaling, and that's why I stay stuck, right? So I don't know. I hope that this analogy is helpful. To me, like, analogies are really helpful because it makes it click for me here. Like, oh, like for example, if I notice that I'm reacting to something, I'm like, why am I doing that? No, I know that if I do that, I'm not gonna get what I want. So okay, I might not like it, but I keep persisting in my mind. I keep pedaling, right? So that's what Neville was trying to say with assume a state, persist in that state, and you don't stop until it hardens into facts, meaning you keep in that state of I already have it, they're already mine, they already chose me, right? And I'm gonna have affirmations and conversations throughout the day as having that specific person, whatever it is that I want. Now you can try this with anything. A specific person is not just a love relationship. A specific person is, it can be your boss, it can be a family member, your neighbors, I don't know, whoever, right? So everyone is always reflecting back to you what you think of yourself and what you think of them. So what I like to tell my clients is, when something is happening in your life that you would like to change, first look at yourself, ask yourself, how am I feeling based on this situation? For example, going back to that, to the Jerry story, right? So for example, if I'm single and I don't want to be single and I want to be with Jerry, right? How do I feel by being single and not being with Jerry? Well, maybe I don't feel chosen. I feel rejected. I feel ghosted, right? So I asked myself, how do I feel? I said, I feel ghosted. I feel rejected. I don't feel committed to, right? So I have to change the story and say, okay, I don't want to be that person anymore. The only reason why I feel like this is I've been thinking that I am. I've been reacting also emotionally, right? And saying I am rejected, I am not committed to, etc. So I ask myself and I affirm the opposite of that. I let go of that past and I say, I don't want to be that person anymore. So now I am someone, starting from now in my mind, I tell myself I am someone that is committed to, I'm chosen, I'm loved, I am in a committed relationship, right? And then how do I feel about the other person? I feel it's super important to affirm about you, right? Self concept is super important, but also what am I thinking about the other person? So instead of seeing the other person as someone that is rejecting me, choosing someone else, right? I need to think of the other person as the someone that is choosing me, committing to me, only having eyes for me, knowing that he also has to conform to that. Because if you don't change the story that you have about them, right? Maybe, yeah, you change your self-concept, like I'm chosen, I am I'm chosen, I am wanted, everyone is pursuing me, right? And you might have a lot of people showing you that, but maybe that specific person is still not changing because you're still holding on to the old version of them, especially if you have a history with them. If you're still holding on to that assumption of the other person that he's not choosing me, he is with someone else, right? He will continue to be that person. So yes, it's super important to focus on yourself. What's that self-concept, but also change what you're thinking of the other person. Um, See them from a place of love, just positivity, like they're perfect, right? Because if we keep assuming something negative about the other person, they will continue to show up in that negative way. And so that's why I remind myself he's just reflecting me, what I think of him. So since I love myself so much, it's not good for me to keep thinking that he's not choosing me, because the one that's going to keep suffering is me. So I need to see him as someone that is choosing me, loving me, committed to me, uh, so sweet, so romantic, how I want him to show up. Because if I keep seeing him as someone that is not into me, he will continue to show me that he's not into me. Okay. So that is why it's so important to persist. I know that sometimes when we see something we don't like, yes, it doesn't feel good. We're humans, we have emotions, but use that emotion when something you're experiencing triggers you, right? When you feel an emotion that is negative, use that emotion and say, okay, I don't like this. That's why I need to change how I'm thinking of the situation, because I don't want to keep feeling that way, right? You have to be really tired of feeling disappointed or sad or abandoned, or right, you have to be tired of feeling like that, and then you have to take your power back and change the story that you have about yourself and the story that you have about them, knowing that you can have what you want. And if you have that desire of being with someone or having the job or whatever it is, that desire is just that notification from your higher self that that is already done, that is already a reality that you can experience. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. Just persist in what you want. Don't react with your thoughts. You can react emotionally, but while you're sad or angry or happy, however you're feeling, keep affirming about what you want. What I like to do is affirm throughout the day. Um, I affirm while, to me, it's super important to affirm while my mind tends to go autopilot. For example, when I'm washing the dishes, when I'm taking a shower, when I'm washing dishes, vacuuming, driving. Because in the past, I noticed that when I was doing those things, doing those chores, I was up here in my mind thinking so negative, having arguments with people, and I wasn't even really that conscious of it. So that's why, to me, it's super important to affirm when I'm doing those chores, when I know that the mind tends to go autopilot and maybe negative. So affirm, affirm, affirm as much as you can. So you really, you're having more thoughts from that state of mind of having it than having a lot of thoughts of I don't have it and I don't like what I'm experiencing, because it will keep manifesting in your 3D reality. So where you put your focus, where you're putting your mind, you will keep manifesting more of the same thing. Okay. So again, I hope that this was helpful. Persist in what you want. If you need help with your specific situation, I'm more than happy to help you. All the links are provided below. Thank you so much, you guys. Bye-bye.